Hey, guess what?
Chicken butt.
What? No, man. That's right. Obituary's got a new album. Down of Everything. Out now. Stay tuned for my review. Hey, welcome to Some Dude in Texas. I'm Sean, and this is episode 1. What a great way to start off a new channel by doing a review on one of my favorite bands. That's right, Obituary. Now, they just released their new album, Down of Everything. Now, I just picked this up on vinyl, and I'll tell you what, artwork on this is awesome. And the colors and just the layout, couldn't ask for anything better for a Obituary album. Now, I got mine in the orange crush orange color, limited color, and it's pretty cool. So if you're a vinyl collector, it's worth picking it up. Now, it's been about 5 years since their last release, a self-titled one back in 2017, and that's mainly due because of COVID. Now, Donald Tardy, he did say they've had this album recorded and done for about 2 years. They recorded it down there at the Obituary compound in Florida, the Redneck Studios. But they said they wanted to wait. They wanted to wait until everybody, everything went back to normal and Europe was able to open up. Because they wanted to go back to Europe since it's been, 5-6 years, and then tour with the new album. So that's what they did. They start their tour in Europe next week, I think around the January 17th. So, y'all are the lucky ones. Y'all get to see them first. But hopefully they'll come back to the States and do a headlining tour here. Now, they have released 3 songs over the past couple months. The first one being The Wrong Time, and then the title track, Down of Everything, and then My Will to Live. Now, if you've already heard these songs, you got a pretty good idea of what the rest of the album's going to sound like. Now, there's 10 songs on this album. The first side starts with Barely Alive, and then The Wrong Time, Without a Conscience, War, and Dying of Everything. Side 2, My Will to Live, By the Dawn, Weaponize the Hate, Torn Apart, and Be Warned. Now, I'm not going to review every song on here. I'm going to try to keep this video short, but I'm going to go over the ones that really popped and stood out for me. Now, the song The Wrong Time on the first side, that was the first song that they released a couple months ago. Now, I was lucky enough to see them on tour back in November with them on a month. And I tell you, they played this song, and man, it sounded great live. Went over well. People went nuts. Now, 3 songs that really stuck out to me on this first side was Barely Alive, War, and the title track, Dying of Everything. Barely Alive, they come out, man. It is all guns blazing. Awesome song for the first track. It just hits you straight in the face. Now, Donald Tardy said that the double bass he was playing on parts of this song is the fastest beats per minute that he's ever played in an Obituary song. And I believe it, man. He was awesome footwork throughout this song. And even towards the end, he almost sounded like he was just about starting to do some blast beats. Now, as we know, he never does it. He believes that there's other drummers that are better at it than him. But he comes real close towards the end. Now, there's a riff in here. It's at the bridge. It's definitely got like a Slayer vibe to it, right? And then they end the song with it as well. Now, they did record this right as they came off the Slayer tour. So maybe, touring with them and seeing them night after night, kind of influenced this song a little bit. But I love this song. It's one of my favorite. Great first song of an album. Now, the song War, it's got an intro just like you would think of a song with that title. You hear the guns going, the explosions, the soldiers yelling. Starts off kind of slow with some, John Tardy's growls and snarls, and then it just kicks in. It's a good song for this first side of the album. Kind of traditional Obituary, kind of gloomy, but it picks up. It's got those heavy grooves as well. Now, the last song on this side is Dying of Everything, the title track. Now, we all know that Trevor and Donald are mainly the main songwriters when it comes to Obituary songs. Now, Kenny Andrews and Donald Tardy, they actually sat down and wrote some stuff, did some writing. And Kenny actually wrote 2 songs on this album. I can't remember what the other one was, but he did write this one, the title track, Dying of Everything. Now, Donald was kind of teasing him, telling him, he was really worried. Kenny was worried, he's a thrash guy, right? and he was afraid that the songs wouldn't come out and sound like an obituary song. He was really worried about it. But hey, Kenny, you nailed it, man. Great song. Probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite on the album. Just good flow, grooving, a little fast. Good job. As for the meaning for the song "Down" and everything, I thought it had to do with, the pandemic and COVID and all the lives lost during that time. But it's actually, the interview with Donald Tardy, he said that the line "Down and everything" actually came from a poem that his girlfriend had wrote, and he was reading it at the time when they were working on the lyrics. And John kept saying, come out and play, come out and play. And then Donald finished it with "dying of everything." Now for the second side, there are two songs that really stand out to me. The first one being "Weaponize the Hate." This one, I know I said that the title track was my favorite song, but it might be a tie between "Dying of Everything" and "Weaponize the Hate." The song, it starts off, fast riff, but you hear all that growling and snarling from, John Tardy, all the, and then he just kicks in with a cool line that says, "Tell me what you need, I say you believe," and it's just awesome, man, just the way it kicks in, and the whole song is pretty good, mid-tempo, just fast, obituary grooving song, man. I really like it, and just probably tied for my favorite song on this album. Now, I said the first song, "Barely Alive," it hits your ears with all guns blazing. Well, this song, "Be Warned," will cause your ears to ooze with a sludge-a-palooza extravaganza of slow, doomy, classic obituary sound. I mean, this song is just, it's heavy. I mean, nothing fast. It's just that old school obituary. I like it. It's a great way to end the album. Now, when I first listened to this album, I thought the mix was kind of weak. Compared to the last album, which had, a lot of punch to it, kind of hit you in the face, I thought this one was lacking a little bit. I listened to it again with some headphones, and that definitely changed my mind. It isolated everything that's going on. There's really a lot going on in this album. You got Trevor Paris's, just killer guitar tone. Donald Tardy's, just excellent double bass and drumming skills. And then let's not leave out John Tardy, right? He's just not a singer, and that's one thing I've always respected. He uses his voice like an instrument, right? Not just to sing lyrics. You can hear all the different howling and snarls and screaming just throughout the album, and it just really adds a lot of depth to it. It's really cool. Obituary, they're the AC/DC of death metal, right? You know what you're going to get. They don't try to be technical. They don't try to, speed through songs. They do what they do, and they do it really, really well. If you're an Obituary fan, I think you'll love this album. I know I'm glad to have it and have it in my collection. Hey, well, that wraps up episode 1. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I know I had a lot of fun making this. And then be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and leave some comments too. Once again, thanks for watching. Y'all come back now, you hear?